Hey everyone, welcome to the LGBTQ Voice. I'm Tracy Welch alongside Eileen Dugas. Each week we get together and we invite guests on the show, talk about resources, events, health and wellness, and what's happening in and around the South Coast LGBTQ plus network. Hey, welcome Eileen.
Hi, everyone. My name is Eileen Dugas. I'm the network coordinator for the South Coast LGBTQ plus network. We are a nonprofit organization working with LGBTQ plus groups and allied organizations to build and maintain a comprehensive network for the LGBTQ plus individuals and families in Southeastern Massachusetts. We are looking for sponsorship opportunities to support our show. Please contact Leo at NewBedfordGuide.com for more details. Welcome, everyone. We're glad you joined us tonight. Tonight, we have a few things to talk about. Tracy's going to share some exciting news. We're going to talk with our special guest, Mandy Fraser from Queer Arts Council. And as always, if you have questions, you want to talk to me and Tracy, just say hi. Shout out to us, put your comments in the comment section or Facebook comments, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. So, Tracy, let's hear this exciting news. What do you have for us?
All right, so if you guys didn't see in today's Standard Times, we actually, the network, the South Coast LGBT Network, we have been working with Whale, which is Waterfront Historical Area League, to buy property for an LGBTQ community center. We actually got the keys and we got the paperwork for the building, and it's amazing to have the start of our own LGBTQ plus community center located in downtown New Bedford. I mean, you think about it, right? If people have to go to Fenway to services and whatnot, that it's going to be set up. At Andy, our president, had a great idea to have the basement, a thrift store for people in the community. I mean, I can't imagine that being transgender, going to a clothing store and, being uncomfortable and somebody saying, you're in the wrong department, what are you doing in here? Things like that, that having a thrift store in the basement would be huge for people in our community. No, it's not like a creepy basement, people. It's going to be remodeled. So we're going to have a community campaign, a funding starting. We need about $650,000 to $800,000 remodel this is going to take. Oh, here's our picture. Hey, guys. So John Mitchell met us yesterday. Rebecca McCullough, our vice president, who was our former president. Kerry Zader, our marketing chair. And the Standard Times was there to take pictures and talk about this exciting news for us. It's just going to be amazing. Each floor is going to have something new for the community. So the first floor will be a welcoming center. It'll be our check-in office. We'll have a full working kitchen. It'll be handicap accessible. Even though the building was built in 1908 and is grandfathered, we want to make sure that everyone's going to be able to get in. So we're working, and again, that increases the price of the building, the remodel. We're going to have an elevator that goes to each floor, and how that's worked out yet is, still way beyond my means. We're going to be working that out. And the second floor, the hopes is to have the programs that are a little bit more, I don't want to say solitude, but yoga, right? Yoga on the main floor, why people are doing the drop-in center hours, things like that. So yoga in the Agley, our youth center, that's at 484 Pleasant Street, will be moved on the second floor. Room for an art studio and a music studio. So if you guys know those grants and whatnot, start sending them our way now, because again, this is a huge remodel. And on the top floor, we're going to be opening up for offices. It could be doctors' offices, could be lawyers, could be whomever wants to rent the space out, knowing that our clientele or our people in our community would be their clients. And that's one of the reasons that we would, have them at our office space, to make sure that people have the services they need for our community. So what a start, a 2-year project. We just got the keys yesterday. I'm so excited for that. And then I get home before it pours buckets, right, y'all? Because y'all know what happened yesterday afternoon. Bam! I get a phone call. I and Rebecca, off the record, last year after our 50th anniversary Stonewall, Senator Mark Montigny couldn't make the event that we had at the at the Harbor Hotel. Well, he met us at our NB Agley Youth Center, and we did a quick photo op, gave him his picture and whatnot for recognition, for service in the community, for helping with marriage equality, because we celebrated, its anniversary. And he's like, hey, listen, I've got some funds for LGBTQ youth. Just keep in touch. And I'm like, okay. Well, every now and then I get a message from Audra Riding, his general counsel, and then she sent an email to me and Rebecca, hey, we're just keeping in touch. Let us know what your needs are. So I took the reins from that, And then Audra gave me Jacob Miller, the Senior Policy Advisor and Community Development Director, Office of Senator Montini. And we've been, talking. He's like, well, what are your needs? What are you doing? Send me a proposal. You never know what you're going to get. Well, I sent him this big, huge wish list. Talk to Eileen. Talk to the other adult advisors. What can we do for the community center now? Different phases. They want to know how they can help kids with COVID-19. How can we get, things for the kids? So we actually got $10,500. I got the whole proposal. So we have $5,000 in food cards coming for the kids. So we're going to be able to hand out $150 gift cards. We got our own Zoom accounts. We got our own StreamYard. We got technology. We got desktop computers. We got a whiteboard. We got a big TV. And I'm like, oh my God, we got it. So I was on cloud nine yesterday that we got our future house. We got stuff for the kids, once we start going back. And I was just like on cloud nine. And then today, we end our Pride Day or Pride Month with, wow, what an ending. Going through COVID-19 and everything that we're doing. And we could talk about a little bit as we're going through, because Mandy is going to be an amazing guest today, talking about some of the arts and things and whatnot that has been happening this month. So yeah, it's been amazing. And again, keep an eye on our Facebook page, the South Coast LGBTQ Network, the LGBTQ Voice page. You're going to hear some exciting news. And yeah, I'm going to be asking you guys for money. Usually I just say, hey, we need volunteers. Volunteer your hands in your pockets right now, people, because this center is happening. Eileen, you're back to you.
Yeah, this is an amazing opportunity. It's going to be a tremendous asset to the New Bedford, the South Coast area for the LGBTQ plus community. And we are really looking to create some community collaborations to work together to make sure that people in our community have what they need. So I'm really excited to be part of this, and it's going to be an amazing adventure to get there, but we'll get there soon.
We made it through, well, I don't say we made it through COVID, but we made it through Pride Month. Never thought we'd do it this way, so we got this.
Yeah, so it's definitely exciting and more to come on that. But now I'd like to introduce Mandy Fraser. She is from the Queer Arts Council and also a member of the board for the South Coast LGBTQ plus network. We'll talk about a little bit about later. So Tracy, why don't you start the questions?
Sure. So Mandy, welcome to the show. You're an amazing artist.
Thanks, Tracy.
Can you tell us about the Queer Arts Council?
Sure, the Queer Arts Council. So now we just, sort of came together last year, and we're still forming, and 2020 has just been sort of shooting from the hip, like you just said, and so we've evolved with that as well. But basically, we're just a collective of New Bedford citizens that are queer, and we just want to honor, connect, enrich the local artists and the LGBTQ plus community.
Well, I know it came about from AHA Pride. So last year was the first AHA Pride that New Bedford had in its 20-year history, and that's how we met, right? We all were trying to figure out, us being the South Coast LGBT network, kind of like joined forces. Me and Rebecca were on the team last year, and we actually had the first AHA Pride ever in the history. And then it changed.
Sure. It was an exciting thing to be part of, and it was great how we all came together. We all just ended up together. So basically AHA had decided to do a Pride. I think people had maybe put bug in their ear, Alicia Savino, for years. And what happened is Carrie Cox was on the AHA committee, approached me and said, do you want to be involved? And do you have any ideas? So I threw out a few names and maybe a block party, and one thing led to another. And our friend Andy Anello emailed a bunch of us and said, hey, Lee Heald reached out to me about doing AHA Pride. And so we all, a few of us started meeting to try to decide what could we do. We did decide a block party would be great, like a traditional Pride block party, bringing everybody together into one area where there would be entertainment and resources. One gathering space, we did it in Custom House Square, which was awesome. It's an amazing public space we have here. I'm so blessed to be able to use that. And so throughout the process, ended up meeting you two. We met in Lee's office. Lee Heald, the director of AHA, met Tracy and Rebecca, and we started working all together on this event. And through that, we ended up, oh my gosh, we had a big drag show. Not to mention, it was pouring rain.
Yep.
it was like a joke about the rest of the week. It was perfect. It was like 75 degrees and sunny, and that day it was just pouring rain. But we still had over 300 people. People said even 400 maybe showed up. So it was just really moving, and it's something that we took out of that was we heard some folks later on in the evening saying nothing like this had happened in New Bedford previously. There had been no AHA, or he said it was a gentleman. It was his 50th birthday, and he said nothing like this was going on in New Bedford when we were growing up. So I think hearing that, we all realized there was some needs in our community. Some voices that haven't been heard in a while. Some of the older Cape Verdean queer community. Some of the elders, some of the youth, to have a big outside public event that wasn't just Pride, that was, or a non-Pride, so to speak, community event, I think was important. We got some visibility out there, and it just was really successful and moving. And I hope, and we tried to do it again this year, but global pandemic had other plans.
So, Mandy, you talked a little bit about AHA Pride and how that happened. And how did that, or is that the foundation and the beginning of the Queer Arts Council? How did that originate, the Queer Arts Council?
Yeah, it came out of the AHA Pride. We formed a committee for this specific event. And what happened was that, it was, we all liked working together. We thought we threw a successful event. We said, hey, why don't we try to keep this group together, but maybe we'll call it something else so we're not tied to this specific event in case we want to do other things in whatever formation via the South Coast LGBTQ network or what have you. So we decided on the Queer Arts Council. Sounded good. And again, we're more of a collective, you might say.
You're going to say it right, queer.
Queer. That's right, we're queer. Well, in the South Coast, you got to say queer.
Well, and also last year too, it's the first time that Town Hall raised the rainbow flag, and I think with I don't want to say the pressures that some people got from AHA Pride being downtown, the network kicking its doors up, the 50th anniversary Stonewall event we had downtown, we were just like on a rise that it was the first year that they actually rose the rainbow flag. So I mean, so much happened last year for us in the community, and I reached out to Third Eye and everybody in the community and said, listen, I want arts in the park tent. And of course, you guys, I do photography and stuff, but that's not me. So I know who to reach out to. I'm like, I want people, send me people. And that's how I met you. Mm-hmm. You were one of the names. And I'm like, oh, I know Mandy. I didn't think, you know what I mean? Let's because it wasn't the Queer Arts Council. It was AHA Pride. So then you ended up coming, Chelsea ended up coming, Herbie ended up coming. And then this year,
and Super Flat, I think you reached out to as well, right?
What, honey?
Was it Super Flat you reached out to as well, and they gave you a couple names?
It probably was Super Flat. It sounded right, right? Super Flat, Third Eye. You pick them, I call them. But it's been amazing, and I'm just quite excited for that. Well,
yeah, last year you guys. It was, the momentum was unbelievable with the 50th anniversary of Stonewall, and you guys had been planning the big gala event at the hotel, and then we met. And you had asked me to curate a visual arts show out of that, which was, another, I think, ended up being a big connector of people. So we had a lot more people come in. I think a lot of people found out about the network that way, that maybe hadn't heard of us before. And it, kind of, so I think, the LGBTQ, our community sort of bridges cultural, ethnic, generational, religious, economic backgrounds, right? And artists do the same thing. We're everyone. So I think the combination of the two groups somehow just formed this really, this bigger bridge, and it was, we all came together, and I'm so glad.
That's a great partnership between everybody in our community. It's been amazing the last 2 years.
And kudos on those big events last year. I can't believe that was over a year ago, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm still resting from it.
Yeah, right. Still exhaling.
Yeah. So, Mandy, you are a tremendous artist. I love your work. I've seen a lot of your work. There's a lot of your work in the youth center. What has been the how did you discover art as a passion? How did that happen for you?
It's a good question, Eileen. I gotta say, like, I can always remember loving it. I don't remember one specific thing happening, like one instance. I just remember always loving to draw and color. And it's funny, you just made me think of my mom would tell me that when I was a baby, she would put me in the bathtub with finger paints and just let me go nuts. So apparently I've just always kind of liked to slather pigment around. I don't know, I think it's always been a catharsis. It's been an escape, an outlet, means of creative solution. It's been a lot of things for me. It's just always kind of been there.
We actually had to think outside the box this year and how we're going to do Pride, right? And we're like, okay, what do? We usually do originally the original Pride date was Friday night when we're going to have the flag raising and the lights on the Elm Street garage. And our Gallery X Art Expo. That was going to be our huge thing this year. We were going to rent Gallery X the entire month of June, showcase LGBTQ plus artists, and then, bring in some different entertainment and whatnot, hula hoop artists, violin making, people doing violins, talking about just taking art and making it different forms, maybe a Saturday and Sunday show, and, free to the public. The network would be paying for that. So we couldn't do it this year. So we kind of get together, Eileen, myself, Carrie, the events committee board. What could we do? So we said, well, let's just work on highlighting local artists in the community. So we sent some feelers out to everybody first who was at our Stonewall event, and then others in the community. We reached out to local drag kings and queens. I only reached out to 10 because of time whatnots, and had them do a video. What else could we do? Eileen had a great vision of her first wellness. She did a wellness series. So every Sunday we had reflections on faith. Tuesday, we had our show. Monday, Tuesday, God help me, Friday, we highlighted an artist. Wednesday was Wellness Wednesday. Thursday was Throwback Thursday. And again, Friday was opening to the artists. And Saturday in June, we highlighted local pride. It started off with our Pride, then Boston Pride. The next Saturday, Rhode Island Pride. And this past Saturday, we did Cape Cod Pride, North Shore Pride, and then we did the Global 2020 link for everybody to get to. So we've been highlighting local artists. So, Mandy, what was today?
Oh, today was my highlight day, Tracy. Luckily, you guys had asked me to be said one of the highlighted artists or one of the feature artists for the month, and today was my day. So you can find my artwork out there on the South Coast LGBTQ plus network, and there's did a wonderful job. Carrie did a wonderful job putting it together. Took a collection of each artist's work and made this beautiful mini interface for each artist. And mine, as one of the feature artists, has a time lapse included, so be sure to watch that. It was a first for me. Tracy said, since we can't do the live painting this year, maybe a few of you could do a time-lapse piece so we can still have video, which I thought was a cool solution. I had never done anything quite like that, but I think
you have now.
So it was 2 pieces Carrie put together, so now it's 1. But it's really neat to watch the final product of all that. I enjoyed doing it. It was a first experiment, so it was a good solution.
Everybody can go back on the website and see all the artists. Eileen and Carrie have been working so hard on the new website that you can just click on the events and you can just see each artist's work and whatnot for that.
Yeah, you guys did a great job.
Building the website was really fun. Seeing how it came together right in time for Pride and how Pride Month has really highlighted the website and how it's worked out, and the functionality is amazing. I want to just say hi to Nate. Hey, Nate says, hey guys, how are you doing? Hi, Nate, we're doing well. Hope to see you soon. I hope you're well. And Hassan, hi Hassan, miss you. Haven't seen you in so long. I hope you're doing well. I think that's all we had for comments now, but I just wanted to make sure we touch base with them. And I wanted to ask Mandy another question, stealing off the script here, but is really important to know what inspires your work. How do you find yourself engaging in art?
What inspires? It can be anything. Usually react viscerally to things. I think I'm inspired a lot by music and other art, dance, body. I'm mostly a figure painter. I love the human figure. I think it's beautiful. Usually do figure studies. I'm also inspired by graffiti. I love letter form. It's just creative to me. I love the ocean. Nature's a big one. There's a lot of things, anywhere from death to sex to God to to calligraphy to ballet. I don't know, kind of all inspires me.
Wow. Do you go ahead, Tracy?
Well, no, because she already kind of answered one of mine. We wanted to know about the 50th anniversary of Stonewall, the art gallery and whatnot. I mean, nobody knew it, right? We set up Thursday and we had volunteers come, and Manny basically curated the whole entire thing in one night, y'all. So it was one night. You drop your artwork the next day, pick it up, because whatever's left over, we're not worried about. I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. Well, Thursday it was all nice and cool in the side room. Everything was beautiful. Friday we get that it's awful warm in here. The AC went the whole left side, and nobody knew. So the what's the NBM? New Bedford Arts Museum. Jamie helped us out, got these big ass fans, put them in the corners. We opened up the doors all day long, and we're able just to close them in time for the show, and nobody knew there was no AC. So the problems we had, right, is we supposedly had enough donated, what do you want to call the posts that you put the artwork on? Yeah. So now we're calling up people in the community. You got one, you got one, you got one. We're like 10 short. Help us, help us, help us. So everything was done for free, right? So it was just amazing. So I just want to, what was like your experience doing that for us?
Oh my goodness. What was my experience? Well, like you said, I'll start by saying I'm still tired from that. Well, so it was in the middle of planning the AHA Pride, which was, last year which was an inaugural event. It was outside. There was a lot of moving parts to it, custom house tour, permits and shutting streets down and vendors and information tables and performers. And as the chair, there's someone who is looking into all of these things, and I'm trying to keep track of all the people keeping track of all the other things, as a big team. And so Tracy finds out in the middle of this, like, oh, I'm an artist. I'd love to do this art show. We're having, this Stonewall 50th anniversary event. It would be great to have a visual arts show to it. And I'm, of course, yeah, I can do that. So now, meanwhile, I was also about to get on a plane to go to San Miguel for over a week on a yoga retreat, which I was planning to propose to my then girlfriend. So I was just like, sure, let's throw another crazy thing on the, throw another iron in the fire. We get back from San Miguel and basically set up the next day. I see Tracy, Jamie's coming in with easels. I said, oh my God, I'm engaged. It's 500 degrees. We're getting all this artwork dropped off. And I spent the night typing up everyone's titles. Yep. And we had a great group of artists. It was about 20 something, high 20s. Wonderful people. Everyone was so grateful to be able to enter something and display their work. And we had a full curated show. So I don't know, my experience it was a whirlwind. It was a beautiful whirlwind, a beautiful creative whirlwind. Met a lot of amazing people, a lot of younger artists who said they sold their first piece ever. So that was really moving to be part of something that facilitated that for someone. And be able to kind of give back that way on the, when I sold my first piece, it was really special. So yeah, to work with you guys and see how that came out of just thin air and turned into a full throttle gallery show.
Well, when the Harbor Hotel said, you know what, you can have both rooms, I'm like, we're having an art gallery over there. And everybody on the network says, you can't do that. We got too much on our plate. I'm like, watch me. I'm like, we will do it. We will do it. It needs to be done. And to have people, and again, we were the Harbor Hotel, downtown New Bedford, y'all. we were their inaugural event, right? So not only AHA Pride inaugural, the flag inaugural. I'm like, let's do something with arts. Again, the Arts in the Park started. Let's do Arts at Gallery X. And each year, we want to grow. And it's just been so amazing to see, the different people in our community come together.
Not to mention the next day was New Bedford Pride.
They
we were running, and I just it's the next thing.
Well, it's our Pride weekend, right? We start with a Friday night festivities. We do our Saturday thing, and then we follow up with Fall River Pride. I mean, what a weekend for our community.
We prided so hard. We couldn't even pride this year.
Yeah, it was Pride weekend is, always amazing. And last year, really, I mean, what we put together took a lot of work behind the scenes. But, I was thinking while you were talking about how, we all play our part in that. And then you sit back and you're like, wow, all this just happened and pulled together. And on Sunday, Tracy and I are like, okay, well, that's done. And look at all the things that we accomplished. But there's so many different people putting pieces together that when you actually see it all, it's just amazing how it all just falls into place and happens. So it's a fun time. I think I'm still recovering from last year's Pride events.
People don't realize it, like, oh, what do you do? Oh, we do Pride. Oh, what else do you do? And I'm like, oh my God, what else? Okay, well, but Pride itself is months and months, right? Setting up the programming, getting the artists, the DJ, the sound, the permits, the blah, blah, blah. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. We're already starting next year's Pride, right? We're already saying, okay, what can we do?
And it really is, a 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. the next morning on Saturday. Yeah. And then we added Friday night before Stonewall. And then we added Fall River Pride on Sunday. So it really is a 72-hour event. We might get 6 hours sleep if we're lucky, and we're back on to the next thing. But it's so worth it. It's so fun to see the community together and just being who they are. So it's so worth it. It's so much fun. I can't wait for next year's Pride, and I hope we all get to be together.
So yeah, Pride doesn't go from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m., y'all. We get there early to set up, right? We make sure that we line the fields, we get the spaces ready for the vendors. And then we actually have the 1.9 wellness walk around the park. Yeah. And Jeff Costa Yoga. Shout out to my bud, Jeff.
Jeff Costa.
We just kind of think of things a little different at Pride. So we do the yoga in the park and then Pride festivities from 11 to 4. And then we have a local gay bar, La Place. So once COVID's all set and they're in the right phase, La Place should be opening back up again. We have a local gay bar in New Bedford on 20 Kenyon Street, 21 Plus Club. And we have the after party. So usually Nicole Lopes is an outside DJ from 2 p.m., depending on what time the neighbors complain. And then we have an inside DJ. So we have food, festivities, and fun. And the money collected at the door goes back to the network to help pay for the artists and the whatnot and the permits and the DJs and the da-da-da-da-da. So that's why it's a long day for us. And again, preparing and setting up. And, Eileen, can you tell people how they can volunteer and where they can get that information?
Sure can. It's very simple. On our website, there's a little link that says volunteer. Click that button. You'll answer 2-3 questions, name, email, phone number, and I will give you a call and we will talk about how to get involved with the network and what your interests are. We want to make sure it's a good match for you with what we're doing at the network and also what your interests are, so we can align you with that and make sure it's meaningful for you. It's really simple. The form has been shortened a lot, so when you take a look at it, it's really 2 or 3 questions.
And right now we have fundraising, right? Development and fundraising that Rebecca chairs. We have our marketing committee, which Carrie chairs. We have the events committee, which I chair. And we have a social justice that we're looking for a chair. Come on, baby. So many other things. Maybe we open up something else, right? We're doing this whole reflections on faith that we need somebody to kind of work on the religious piece that we're missing. Even though I'm fat and happy, as we say, each year at Pride, we have the walk, right? We're doing the arts in the park. We have our kids tent. And so shout out to Doodles. So Samia from Doodles was going to be doing our kids tent this year and whatnot. So we actually had Doodles Day, I think Friday I apologize, Samia, which day it is. You can find that on our page. They have a Saturday get together. They invite kids in the community up to what is it, the third eye spot, Mandy?
I think it's going to be at, usually it's at the national park in the summer, but they can't do it this year because COVID.
Yeah,
so she's going to do it at her house in her backyard.
Yeah, so it's just been amazing that we had a link up to their PayPal to see the kids just doodle, doing their art and doing their thing. We actually had a Doodles Day. So like I said, we aspire all the time, and we're changing all the time. So if you guys have, comments, things that you want to say, hey, you know what, we got this, we got that. And again, somebody asked me, I don't have a lot of time. What can I do? I'm like, share a post, invite your friends. If you go to the South Coast LGBT Network Facebook page, and you go down to community and you follow down, there's a spot for invite friends. You might not be out, so you may not want to just go click, invite all, or you might go, oh, yep, and that takes a while. But invite people to like the page to see what's going on in the community. And we do have a shout out. So I don't know who Nicole is, but somebody named Nicole is saying Super Bay on our page.
That?
Mandy, I don't know who that is. Who is that?
It's my wife chiming in. Hi, wifey poo.
Yep.
Oh, that's cute. I wasn't watching live, so I could I want the audio to get whacked out. But, oh, now I see.
On our end. Sure. She gave you a big smiley heart with two hard eyes.
Sorry, that was me.
Yeah, so we talked about the two youth that sold their first pieces of art at that Stonewall event. So that was pretty amazing. And to know that you were part of that, Mandy, how did that feel?
It felt good. It was the whole thing was moving. Honestly, like last year, because of the sentimentality of the 50th anniversary, it just made me really reflective, and it was just such a special thing to be part of. I thought it was really emotional, and to meet a lot of people, and I don't know. It felt good to be a part of that bigger event, and it was just kind of the first thing I had really done with the network, and
I appreciate it because I kind of threw you in. Well, do you think you can fit it in? And some people can't say no. One of the things I told Mandy, you need to say no to me, right? You got to
know.
Right? Yeah. You know what I mean? But I had just met you, right? Like from Pride, and I'm like, hey, can you do it? You're like, yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I can fit it in, And it's just, and again, to see, I think what I love the most about the Pride is it was Asher, and Asher's mom came with him and dropped the artwork off on Thursday, and I'm like, how cool is that, right? And then Friday night show, Dad came too. So Mom, Dad, and Asher were there, and he sold his first pieces ever with Mom and Dad in tow. And to be LGBTQ plus, and to have your parents there at your first show, and to sell your first piece, I'm like, oh my God, I'm in awe.
It made it all worth it. It made it all worth it. Yeah, that was it. It was like,
you helped that one kid, and that's why I tell you, why do you do what you do? I said, if I can help one kid, I can help one person in the community. If that one person was, today's the day that we don't know, right? That today was the day I was going to hurt myself, cut myself, kill myself. And I did it because I saw this or that. No, maybe not us, but something inspirational in their own lives from somebody else in the community. Somebody saying, hey, how you doing? Walking down the street. So what I know, and I believe that we've all helped each other some days, sometime in our life. But it's just amazing to see a young high school kid. He's 18 now. To sell his first piece and a smile on his face. How proud was he? Yes, I'm LGBTQ plus. I'm with my mom and dad. That's my artwork, and I sold a piece. And just to see that smile, I mean, it's just, even today, it's been a year, and I'm like, it doesn't go away.
No, that was moving. Yeah. So the teenager, like someone like Asher, who first of all, is out, and they are who they are in high school, which is awesome. To have such supportive parents, beautiful thing, and like not only supporting them just existing, but as an artist, too. It was just a beautiful thing to see, and to see that whole family smiling like that, and to be able to, again, facilitate an actual, professional art opening for someone to be part of for the first time, felt good.
And Asher's highlighted on our feature. And so is Quinn. Quinn is one of our youth from NB Agley, and he sent me a message. I sold the piece. So Carrie's going back and wrote sold on it. So we can tell everybody, if you sold a piece. And again, The network, when we were going to be at Gallery X, says you're going to put all your artwork in for free. And if you sold anything, 10% will go back to the network. And that's a huge, because usually you have all these artist fees and whatnot, and then they take 35% of what you sell.
Mm-hmm.
So we were doing all that. So this year we told everybody, listen, everything you do is on you. Just send us your stuff. Carrie's done, and Eileen and I, Carrie did most, like 99% of everything. We'll put it up there for you. You sell it, it's yours. Keep it. We know what's going on with COVID. We know that people are struggling. You know, not everybody's struggling. Some could be struggling financially right now. And it's just been amazing to have this, to have you and the community, you know, on our show.
Definitely, definitely. So,
Yeah,
Mandy, we are almost out of time. Is there anything else that I know it goes by so quick. Is there anything else you'd like to share or talk about tonight?
Yeah, sure. Just to circle back on the Queer Arts Council, like, you know, we're always looking for what are the needs of the community. We want to invite more people to the table, more queer artists especially, but everybody is welcome. And the one place you can find us for a community conversation is on Wednesday nights. We do an open Zoom call, and we talk about everything. We talk about art, we talk about social justice, we talk about how you doing today, like, you know, decompression, just shooting the breeze, trying to make sure that we're all hanging in there through all of this, not be able to see each other in real life. But we'd love more people at the table. And, you know, we want to know what more we could do for the network. And we want you guys to come and attend our Zoom meetings too, and just come and chat with us and tell us what would you want to see? What kind of things would you want to see? What needs do the queer art community have here in New Bedford? And, you know, what can we do with that information? How can we take that and do something with it all together? And you know, everyone's welcome.
And is there a link for them to get to that?
Yes, sorry.
Just a thought.
Yes, so that Zoom link you can find on the Queer Arts Council of New Bedford Facebook page. Every Wednesday it'll be put up before. It's at 6 o'clock. It'll be up sometime before then during the day. You can find it somewhere on the page, sometimes the day before as well as a reminder. But if you keep an eye out, you can follow us on Queer Arts Council of New Bedford. And that's on Facebook, and that's where you find the Zoom link. We're also on Instagram.
Awesome.
If you're not a Facebooker.
And Niche commented queer social hour tomorrow. So
coming up tomorrow. That a girl.
Yes, there it is. Thank you. Thank you. And make sure if you're interested, you take a look at that Facebook page and get the link for tomorrow, and you can hang out with Mandy again.
Come and chat with us.
Yes. Tracy, do you have anything else you want to add tonight?
Yeah, just to let you guys know for next week's show, you know, some people say to us for the network, you know, what are we doing for Black Lives Matter, right? And again, me being, you know, even though I have a sunburn right now, you know, I don't represent the Black and brown community. So I just want to let people know that we're always working to reduce HIV and AIDS. The statistic numbers are ages 14 to 24, men having sex with other men, and transgender women. And we're trying to reduce the new rate of HIV. And that's something that I've been involved with 9 years now with our youth group, NB Agley. We have Marlon, who's a member of our board, and he works with the Greater Bedford Community Health Center. And his work is the same population. We work with Twist. So if people are like, well, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? We share everybody's information. Last Saturday, Andy Pollack, our president, went to the Black Trans Lives Matter in Rhode Island. You know, the Saturday before, you know, we highlighted every pride. Boston said, we just want this. We highlighted only that, you know, for the most part, their trans rally. We highlighted Rhode Island only, what they asked us to do. Mm-hmm. So we may not be like on the forefront, you know, running out there with our signs and whatnot, but you guys, we are here for a community. You know, our LGBTQ plus, you know, the rainbow flag, as I call it, there's no colors in it. It's for hope and unity. There's no white lines in that flag. I know we can go back and forth of, you know, the black and the flag, the brown and the flag, whatever it evolves into, it will. So we kind of reached out to people in our community, and Gail Forts, who was on our board for the last 6 years, shout out to Gail and the YWCA, will be our guest next week, talking about what they've been doing and whatnot for Black Lives Matter. So we do Black Lives Matter every day, folks in the community. You may see me as a white woman and Eileen and Mandy as well, but you don't know who our sisters and brothers are. You don't know who our girlfriends are, who our uncles and aunts are. So when I hear what's going on in the community, I want to make sure that you realize that we do care about everybody in our community and Black Lives Matter, folks.
Yeah,
So,
the network is a space for Black queer voices and always has been.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tracy. I want to remind everybody about the wellness series. I want to talk a little bit about Me First. So Me First is a wellness program that initiated about a year ago, and I'm really committed to continuing that program on many levels, many areas of wellness. And so keep your eyes and ears open. I'm going to have some announcements about that, some pretty exciting things. We're going to, yes, I'm pretty excited about it. Yep. So that series will be coming up, and a new component around humor and laughter will also be added. So we're going to have some special guests coming up, so stay tuned for that. If you ever have ideas about programming that you feel like our community is missing, send me an email. Let me know. We can work on that. We can see how we can make it work or what opportunities are out there. So you can always email me, call. The number is right on our website. Give us a call and let us know. And I think that's all I have. Next week, we're going to be talking with Gail Fort, so join us for that. Thank you again, Mandy, for joining us and sharing about the Queer Arts Council.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for the, highlighting not only myself, but other queer artists this month. Great job. Appreciate it. Yeah, really
Absolutely. Do. So thank you, everyone, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you next Tuesday night at 7. Have a great week.
Bye, everybody. See ya.
Bye.